Hello, I'm Max, and today we're going to talk about raising genderless children and all that topic about gender and toxic masculinity and all that. And actually, gender and sex, that's been a topic that I've been very interested in lately because everyone has their different opinions about it. A lot of people actually get real heated when it comes to the topic, and I would also like to drop my 2 cents in on that. And let's start. So basically, what I think about raising genderless children, at least here in Mexico, I'm pretty much against it because yes, this because this country, we here in Mexico, bullying is very common. It's very common in schools, high schools, and if you're trying to be a parent, I wouldn't personally try to teach them to be genderless, since if they could be really easily bullied at school for being how they are, which is it's just a shame, that you can't be the way you want to be. But as it is, bullying, it's very hard to combat bullying in schools. I mean, you can tell a teacher always, of course, you can do all these different actions, but at the end of the day, it still happens, And I would have no problem if my child, if I had a kid and he wanted to be genderless, and he wanted to be genderless, I would have no problem, if we were at the house and whatever. But I personally wouldn't be that much against him being saying he's genderless at school and all these things. But I would kind of, I would. It's not like that. It's not that I would warn him. I would just let him know that, hey, there's a lot of people that that could bully you for this. There's a lot of people that could talk bad about you, try to put you down. And I would personally, tell him that, you don't need to listen to these people. And maybe I would probably even enroll the kid in, martial arts lessons, so he could at least defend himself if someone tries to get physical with him, because you should not be bullied or physically harmed or mentally harmed just for saying your opinion and how you feel. And to close this topic, I would like to touch on the topic of toxic masculinity, because everyone has a different perspective of it, and a lot of perspectives I don't really agree with. Toxic masculinity, I've heard a lot of women say that toxic masculinity is men pushing themselves to be a certain way, and honestly, I don't really find a problem with that, as long as it doesn't put women down or any other minority or any other sex down. Men should allow themselves to push themselves to be a way they want to be. If I want to push myself to be a stronger, smarter, and better person, that is definitely not toxic masculinity. That's just me trying to make myself a better person and push myself to new levels. However, some people might disagree, because they say that, are you not happy with the way you are? And no, it's okay to not be happy the way you are. It's okay to try to upgrade yourself, to make yourself a better person, to try and be a superior person than you were some time ago. And I think toxic masculinity, what I'm against, is men, that are putting down women, that are diminishing their accomplishments or trying to, to think less of them. That's what I really don't agree with. And what I would think would be a good idea is, it's okay in schools, for example, it's okay to push men to be a better version of themselves, but not just men. It's a good idea to push women, everyone, to push them themselves, to push them to be a better version of themselves. And I would, my idea would be, teaching kids that you're not allowed to put anyone down. You have to let every person be the way they are, as long as they're not harming anyone else. They're not harming anyone else. You should not be able to do anything to them. You cannot say anything to them. And yeah, we should all push to be better versions of ourselves, men or women. So yeah, I think that would be a very good idea, and as for just last thoughts on the genderless children thing, it's okay for children to be genderless, but in our current country, it's a real complicated issue, because people like to bullying is very common at schools, and I would encourage my child to be genderless, to do whatever they feel like doing. But I would make them aware that, hey, you might be bullied for this, but you can always tell the teacher or try to defend yourself physically.